How's my royal family doing today? I hope everything is going amazing. I know that you are crowned with love and blessings right now because if you're a part of my royal family, honey, I know you blessed and that's what's real. Baby, let's have this conversation today. We will be reading out of Galatians 6 and 4 out of the NKJV, New King James Version, okay? And I love reading out of different versions because some people understand it from different versions. And when I'm teaching out of the Bible, I want to make sure that everybody is on the same page. So if we got to use different versions, that's what we would do. That's how I was taught by my pastor. And so that's how I teach as well. This conversation is going to be about you cannot compete where you do not compare. And see, God don't like that comparison thing. And the scripture reads, but let each one examine his own work, and then he will have rejoicing in himself alone and not in another. And let me explain this. God is basically saying in this scripture, you need to keep your eye on your own prize, okay? Not worry about what somebody else got going on. We do not compare. We do not compete with nobody. There's no way to even do that in the first place because we're all different, okay? But some people really believe that they're in some type of competition with you. Okay. Now, I'm the type of person where I don't compete with people. I compete with myself, being a better version of myself that I was yesterday. That's who I'm competing with. But I know the word, and I know that God does not do that comparison thing. That's so low vibrational. It is so immature, and it's like so many different factors in that's absolutely ridiculous. It's a sign of insecurity, if you will, when you try to compete with people. All right. But the funny thing is, when people compete with you 9 times out of 10, this is a competition that you know nothing about. It's a secret competition. You never signed up for it. You don't even know what's going on. And you ain't even thinking about the people that be comparing about you. You so focused on yourself and what you got going on, you don't even be thinking about these people. And it's like, huh? What happened? Type stuff. Like, I don't even know you. And if I do know you, I still don't know that you feel like we competing with each other because it's a secret and the only one that know about the competition is you. So stop being weird type stuff. That's weird to compete with people and they don't even know that y'all having a competition. People will sit there and they will actually watch what you doing. They will obsess over you. They will watch you, your mannerisms. They watch like the way that you move, the way that you speak, the way that you look, and they will try to emulate it, and they will try to actually build their life around your life, the way that you're moving, the way that you actually do things. And it's like they lose their self in the process because they're not being their authentic self. You're being your authentic self, but they're not being their authentic self. So they have to always try to keep up with the facade of it, and they focus on what you're doing in your career. They focus on what your purpose is. They literally want to emulate and embody everything that you are as a person. And it's like, when you are a child of the Most High God and somebody is competing with you, they literally don't understand that it's like you have to actually have a relationship with God that actually mirrors mine to actually compete with me in any type of way. Because it's like what God is pouring into me, what God is showing me, what God is even bringing out of my essence, you are never going to have that. You're not going to be able to even understand it. My relationship with God is intimate. So what I actually embody, you will never be able to have it because you have to literally have your own intimate relationship with God for him to be able to tell you what you have. And so the competition portion of it is so ridiculous and so retarded that it's like, wait a minute. Why would you even think that you could even compete with me? You can't. It wouldn't even make sense because you don't have what I have. You only have what you have. But because you're so laser focused on what I got going on, you're always going to be 10 steps behind me, trying to keep up with me and compete with me. You're always going to be 10 steps behind me. And you're not going to be creating anything because the copying and the competition that you feel like you have with me, you're literally mimicking everything that I am doing. You haven't created anything. I created all of it. Do you see how ridiculous this is to try to actually compete with somebody? It's like you'll never be the winner in the situation. You're always going to be the loser. So why do it? Why not compete with yourself of being a better version of yourself, and then you will actually be able to compare it to what you did previously and what you're currently doing. That would make more sense than to try to actually compete with somebody that you are not and really think that you're producing results from their work. It makes no sense. And that's why God told you, keep your eye on your own. Keep your eye on your own. Because yours is going to be able to reveal to you what you're actually doing, and instead of what you're actually not doing by trying to compete with somebody. And so people will be delusional. They will literally believe that there's something there. They'll believe that the imitation that they're doing, the mimicking, the copying, the doppelgangerism is actually proof of them being you or being better than you. And they didn't create anything. So basically, they'll just try to take what you created and try to one up you with your creation, but you're the original creator of it. And it's like the delusion is real. Like, it be weird. It's like a rivalry, if you will, of trying to be a better version of you. And it's like, you need to go get your mental health checked at that point, because you're never going to actually be that person. You have an identity crisis. You kind of sick in the head. You don't love yourself. That is a clear indication that you absolutely don't love yourself. Okay? Wanting to be like somebody else, wanting to compare yourself, wanting to compete yourself with someone, that is a clear indication that you are totally living in a fantasy world. And because you're living in a fantasy world, you are manifesting fantasy things. It's like, you know, you don't try to rationalize with these people, because if they're going through all that, baby, look, have your fake secret competition that you made up in your fantasy mind. And I'm going to continue to be over here actually growing, creating, and manifesting real stuff in the real world. And so, you know, you don't, of course, you don't pay attention to these people because they're insignificant on all levels. They're not even significant to themselves. So why would they be significant to you on any level? But the thing about it is, it's sad, it's pathetic, and it's like, hey, if you feel like competing with me is motivating you in some type of way, let me be that motivation for you, baby. That's all I can say. Let me motivate you to be a better you that's acting like me. I mean, I don't even know how you even say that. It's so ridiculous and so stupid that it's just, it's so irrelevant, you know. But at the end of the day, it still exists. At the end of the day, kings and queens, and it's, you know, it is what it is. You continue to just be your authentic self, and people gonna always be 10 steps behind you, and that's just period. And there's nothing that people can do about it. Okay? And stay in your God energy. Never stoop to nobody's level. I love you so much, kings and queens. I'll talk to you soon.